A group of girls from Chula Vista and Bonita are keeping a traditional Mexican equestrian sport alive right here in San Diego.
The sport is called Escaramuza Charreria. It's an all-female horseback riding team that competes against other female teams in Mexico. These young riders are heading to nationals.
CBS 8's Regina Yurita met these young women at the practice arena that they built for themselves.
Hearing the sounds of galloping hooves and tugging on the reins on their horses, these young riders wearing a sombrero and a colorful high-neck dress ballooning over a petticoat is exactly how they practice.
I started to ride when I was 2.
I barely started actually this year.
The Escaramuzas, or female rodeo riders, are as old as 17 and as young as 5 years old. They first get dressed in their Mexican attire and practice with an instructor at a small ranch in Bonita, performing dangerous maneuvers at high speeds. And once they have mastered several stunts, they will get to compete in Mexico.
A lot of people describe it as like synchronized swimming, but on horses. We have 12 exercises that we do, and then we have music with it. It's just a little routine with 8 girls.
Arlene, who is 13 years old, says they're not just doing it for leisure. These riders are hoping to share the same passion that their grandparents once had by keeping traditional charreria, or Mexican rodeo, alive on both sides of the border. Many grandkids who are Mexican Americans are forgetting the sport, and the older generation feared they will no longer recognize the sport that is known as a cultural identity.
It's like a great experience to actually do the sport that my family has been doing.
Escaramuzas are also honoring old female Mexican soldiers who once fought alongside men back in the 1920s wearing similar gowns, preserving that same strength and woman empowerment while riding.
I think it's important because the Escaramuza comes from a background of the Mexican Adelitas who were in the Mexican Revolution, and they wore dresses while riding horses.
Now, these ladies are practicing day and night, but the neat thing about this is that they're not riding like a normal person would ride. They're riding side saddle. Now, I tried to actually ride side saddle. There's no way, but these ladies have developed that skill of riding. Many of the young riders even told me their parents first encouraged them, but it was the determination and courage that they saw in other young girls that motivated them to learn the sport, especially because Mexican rodeo used to be a male-dominated sport, but quickly changed with Escaramuzas.
A lot of empowerment because they actually thought that the girls weren't able to do what the boys were doing, and I think they do it better.
The Escaramuza team is one of 3 teams in San Diego and have now become one of the few to go to nationals. They're hoping to gallop their way to first place and make their family proud. Regina Yurita, CBS 8.